Hello and welcome to Asmith Video, Episode 5. Your life is trying to tell you something. In Episode 1, I told you about my story, but I left some things out because they weren't necessarily major life events, but rather gradual pushes that led me in the right direction. But for them to push me in the right direction, I had to not only pray, but I had to listen to what my life was saying. So what do I mean by that? I mean that for success to happen, you must know who you are, and to know who you are, you must listen. Besides my faith and my relationships, there are three things that have guided me in life. And the first would be a love of business and work. I've worked from the time I was 10 years old and haven't looked back since. Work has always been a way of life, and I'm so grateful that my dad instilled a strong work ethic in me. While kids were having fun on Saturdays, I was usually working, but the funny thing is that there was nowhere else I wanted to be. I was falling in love with work. Now that I'm older and have other responsibilities, I know that I can't only work, but for me, work is my fun time. I enjoy it still. Strange, I know, but it's why I've been able to make an impact through my work. I'm not striving to be a workaholic. Please hear me out. But again, if anything is going to happen, you must put in the work. So please know that all the advice that I give to you week in and week out, I try for myself first before I give it to you. So when I give you advice for your work and your life, know that I've already tried it myself and have found that it works. So anyway, the second thing that has always been a part of my life is creativity. Most people know me as a writer, but before that I played drums. I spent hours every single day playing because it was something that I wanted to become really good at. Growing up, my sister played piano, so music was always in the house. Friends would come over and play too. Played drums for about 10 years or so, actually all the way up to where I wanted to put all my focus on writing. As for creativity, in high school, I also spent time sewing pants and coloring my hair and just doing some different stuff. You may call it weird. What was cool though, when I started out writing, and then in college I had an English professor that told me that I was a good writer and I should focus on it. So it's pretty cool to have somebody point that out. But all of this to say, I know it was creativity all along. I just needed an outlet, which I found writing, and here we are. But I still need creativity for everything to feel right with the world. And because of this, it's actually one of the 4 subjects that I write about over on my blog. And then the third thing that is a part of me, like nothing else, is sports. I remember watching Atlanta Braves baseball with my grandmother, Nana, as I called her. Every night I went to her house in Selma, Alabama, and dreamed of playing for them someday. I remember watching Larry Bird and Michael Jordan play basketball and being amazed at how good they were. I remember watching movies like Hoosiers and being fascinated with underdogs and comeback stories. And I grew up playing baseball and played on the varsity basketball team in a small school, but the varsity team nonetheless. I also love surfing while living in Florida, and now I love hiking and climbing mountains. Sports have always been a part of my life. So naturally, I'm passionate about where business, creativity, and sports collide. Those are my 3 things, and all of my goals, besides the goals I have with my relationships, are centered around those 3 things. That's how I'm wired, but I only know this because I pay attention to the choices and the things that draw me in. But I listen to what my life is trying to tell me. So now my question to you is, have you listened to your life? Have you paid attention to what your life is trying to say? It's not enough to do what sounds right or what your professors in college or your teachers in high school wanted you to do, or what your parents wanted you to do, or to look at what someone else is doing with their life. But have you learned how to listen to your life, and have you learned how to do you? Go back as far as you need to in life before people told you who you should be, and before who your boss told you to be, and listen to what your life is trying to tell you. You might even be surprised at what it's trying to say. Next time I'll be talking about time and how it builds on time. I'll see you then.